I'm now with Justin Ryan, who is the PR officer for MAGMA. Coming July 21st and 22nd is the Mosaiq Festival, a festival that's been around the Greater Moncton area for quite a while now and is always a real treat. There's some new stuff happening this year, and Justin's going to tell us all about it. Thanks for coming on the show.
Always a pleasure.
Unfortunately, you have to be interviewed by me because I'm the emergency guest host today.
We all have to suffer through our trials.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Mike tried, but I don't know. Just couldn't make it in. So yeah, you're stuck. You're stuck with me. Sorry about that. Good to have you on. Mosaiq Festival is always a fun thing, always a treat. I don't know if people really realize how much fun it ends up being, because there's so many things that you like. It's almost sensory overload.
It is. I mean, it started out as, you know, a little street festival, and then it was a corner of Victoria Park, and it was an afternoon. Now it's 2 full days and nights, like going right down to basically 11 o'clock at night, really midnight. And we got so big that we actually outgrew the grounds even in front of City Hall where we were, so we had to move the whole shebang down to the Riverfront Park.
And this is like the 3rd time you've moved, right? Because I think when you started off, you were in Victoria Park, is that right?
Well, actually, before that, it was a street festival on St. George, and then it was Victoria Park, and then it was in front of and every time there's more and more acts coming in, and there's a bigger ethnocultural population who wants to contribute and be on stage, and so more vendors, more food, more everything else. So we keep on running out of room, and we're a victim of our own success.
I was going to say, yeah, it's a good problem to have, though, right?
Oh, we're just too successful.
Terrible.
We need to stop.
It's terrible. Might as well just quit. No, it's always fantastic. So now you guys are moving down here by the waterfront, taking a larger space. So how has that been, organizing that? How's this layout kind of looking for you?
I don't know yet. They're like, when we go down, we look at it, and it's like, can we really take up this much space? And then we start doing the site plan. We start putting all the food trucks down and the vendors, and then the Youth Olympics over here. And when I first started doing it, there wasn't actually a separate kids pavilion to do crafts and those kind of things. And then we had the one that was 20 seats, and now it's 100. So every time I think, do we really need that much room? When we look at the site plan now, yeah, you do.
You're looking at year 5 thinking, and then I'm going to take that space, and then I'm going to take that space.
Yeah, so
it'll be in the Rogers parking lot pretty soon.
Sooner or later, Greater Moncton won't exist. It'll simply be all a Mosaiq.
The Mosaiq Festival will just be this nonsense. Well, there you go. There you go.
There we go.
Keeps growing. Keeps growing. So other than that, what other new stuff? Other than, is it just bigger and better, that kind of thing?
Certainly there's the bigger and better aspect. I've been doing this aspect of it. This is the 13th one I've been involved in the last 5. And while I've always been really impressed with the caliber of just even the main stage acts, this time when I'm sitting down and looking at the people we've got coming in from around the country and internationally, like, what, this is amazing, that like little old Moncton, and you look at the caliber of the artists that are coming on. And then on the Saturday afternoon, for example, when it's more of the local ethnocultural associations, you're like, you guys have come a long way. These are some really top-notch performances that you wouldn't expect to be locally based. And when you're seeing it, it's certainly exceptional. And then things like the Youth Olympics, you know, was one of my pet projects, which was a brainstorming session at one point. We had one of the guys from the United Way, the youth coordinator there, and another one from the Boys and Girls Club. We're like, our kids really want to experience things through sports, so we want to get them multicultural. So when we do a multicultural sporting activity for youth, and I went, yeah, actually, I'll build you a whole afternoon of activity. So now
I have something for you?
Yes. So this time we've got the you know, Alton's are coming in. They brought their ambulance down. We're going to have a paramedic teddy bear rescue. Yeah, we've got my daughter's in something called the Moncton Mariners. Actually, both my daughters do a lot with this, just a triathlon.
Right. Group. This is kind of links to the Kids of Steel.
The Kids of Steel, which I want to plug for, even though it's at the same time as Mosaiq on the Saturday.
There's time to check out both. I'm
you
sure.
know what? And it really speaks to what Greater Moncton has become, that it's like, well, you know, then it's Ribfest, and then it's Atlantic Motor, it's all these things, and then it's like, it's so much that we're starting to double up on days of having to choose activities. Yeah,
there's only so many days of great activities.
It really speaks to how vibrant the whole place has become with activities like this. But they're coming down, so we're going to do a mini world triathlon
Right on.
Happening around the grounds. RBC's there, and they've got like an Olympics set out, so they're doing a little stadium kind of set of events. You know, we've got the Quidditch is always one of the big things.
I love that you guys do Quidditch.
I love that we do Quidditch. And then we're like, you know, we want to do some old-fashioned picnic games. You know, sack racing.
Sack racing, I was going to say. Like,
and I was like, when are you going to potato sack? It's funny, I was sitting down at Kodiak Cafe having coffee thinking about it, and I was like, or coffee sacks, and I went and like,
Pardon me.
I seriously, I picked up a dozen coffee sacks the other day.
That's amazing.
So it's designed to be that old and new. Let's have the have the traditional kind of stuff, have the multicultural stuff, but still be what people remember as a festival. And you see that a lot with the artists. I mean, you get guys like Denis, and when he's coming in, you know, he's got this huge Colombian flute, and it's like a 2,000-year-old instrument. But then he's with the turntables over on the side, so you get a lot of that
real mix of like the old and the new,
and the international and local and the flavor. Like you get all of those senses around the place.
And it's really great because I imagine that as Mosaiq builds, it's easier to sell the event to artists. It's easier to go up to them and say like, you should come and check this place out because, you know, it's
the other way around. We're getting artists who we've never heard of start to send us stuff.
That's even better.
We've heard about it. You know, I was talking to Buddy who performed last year. He said he had a ball there. He couldn't believe how many people turned out and what the reception was like for like an international multicultural flair. It doesn't always sell. It's not always well received around the place. It comes into Greater Moncton and people are just eating it up. So the reputation that's built has been phenomenal.
That's fantastic. Eating it up, this is my segue to the food portion of the show.
I can't believe I did the dad joke set up for that. Okay, sure, eating it up.
Eating it up. Speaking of eating it up, there's always a great sampling of world foods there, which I think is always fantastic.
And I've been in Greater Moncton for 14 years now, and I remember like when Pink Sushi opened up, it was like the first sushi place anywhere. Yes. And now you can throw a stone from where you're standing and hit 5 or 6, and you see this explosion of interest in
Korean food,
right? And someone else Korean food, and you know, so people on a Friday going, okay, what am I going to do for Friday lunch? Thinking I'm going to divert down to Riverfront Park and see the spectacular range of different foods from around the world.
And legitimately, from people that I know that work in the downtown area, that's one thing that we talk about, that you know, we look forward to it. You know, it's just a walk down, and then you're going to have a crazy lunch of just, you know, amazing foods that normally you wouldn't be able to get a chance to taste.
No, and while the music's going, we've got a group called Ashku. They're a Canadian-Afghani sort of sisters and some additional artists together. So they're actually going to be performing on the main stage live. So you've got that happening as the musical experience, while you've got the shopping experience of all the things that are happening in the World Village, while you've got the food experience of all the different dining, and there's still like the activities that are going on, the Youth Olympics and that kind of stuff that are happening around the place as well.
And that World Village, the other thing that I love is that the people are so welcoming. Like, you go up there and you can talk to the people there at their booth, and they're so welcoming. They're so eager to talk to you and to share with you their culture, their experience, and I find that so fantastic. I mean, I mentioned that's essentially the whole point, right?
Well, I mean, how often have you gone into a store and you're like, hey, can you tell me about this? And they're like, I just work here. Okay, they don't even know about the thing. You know, these are the people who have made them. This is what they live. This is what they do. They chose to do this because this is what they love. So they have that whole experience going on in their life, that this is something real for them when you pick something that they've made.
Absolutely. I think that is absolutely just fantastic, and just so much fun to be able to you know,
to get something for your wife that she can't get at the store generally, so you can come home.
Oh my God, I'm writing that down. Wife gift. I knew there's a reason why I invited. I knew there's a reson why I asked you to be on the show.
I've been happily together for 17 years now.
Oh my God, you are a smart man, Justin Ryan.
Shopping at the World Village is a not insignificant part of that formula, I've got to be honest.
You should write a book. That is amazing. That's great information. Just a minute and a half left. I mean, one of the big issues that this province faces, I think we talk about almost every time we bring on the show, is the fact that we need immigrants to come here in this province. Right. We have an aging population, and something like this, it must make them also feel welcome. No, we're giving them this is a way where we celebrate an opportunity and celebrate.
I mean, if you're turning up and you've come from some other corner of the world, and you're deciding where am I going to take my capital money to invest and start a business and start driving local employment, where am I going to lend my job skills to, if I see kids locally doing culture and creating crafts and getting involved in activities and playing with other kids, if I'm given an opportunity to celebrate and give a way to add my culture and weave it into the fabric of the local society, if I see that as a place, then that's retention, that's welcoming, that's attraction. And a lot of people don't realize it's not just a festival, this is how we as a community stand up and say, come, this is what we do. We welcome, we thrive, we celebrate on multiculturalism.
That's fantastic. I look forward to it. MosaiqMoncton.ca is the website. Make sure that you check it out. July 21st, 22nd, so next weekend. You must be busy.
Must be busy. And a quick thanks to all the funders and sponsors who made this possible. It's free. It's free because we got so much generous contribution, both from all three levels of government and from the private. So thank you for making that something that the whole community can enjoy.